guys, how's it going everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gents. Welcome all back to a brand new LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 video. And today, finally, it has been what feels like ages since the game has come out, but it is finally to take a look at the entire character list for the game. Of course, I wanted to make this video for ages now, but I was getting through all the different LEGO Brick adventures to unlock the different characters, vehicles, and so on and so forth. But now, today, we're going to be taking a look at the complete character grid. Now, of course, I'm doing this late enough since the game has come out that we've actually gotten a few DLC packs since then. So you'll see that there's a certain character grid that is pretty much predominantly, I would say, is in alphabetical order, apart from the top row. But then from here on out, it is in alphabetical order, up to Yondu right here. Then you've got your custom characters over here, and then you flow into a whole bunch of DLC characters next. So these are all characters that you might not have if you did not purchase the Deluxe Edition, the Season Pass, or even individual DLC packs. So don't be concerned if you're looking at this and you're like, oh my god, why don't I have all these characters? That's because you probably did not get the DLC. So with that in mind, let's go on ahead and begin in the top left corner and start running down the entire roster of characters. So here we have, of course, the one and only Black Bolt, who is looking pretty fantastic. There's the character model up close, just so you can get an idea of what that looks like. I'm not going to run through all of their attributes just because that's going to be insane to go on ahead and attempt to do that. So we're just going to look at the character models in card form and move along from one to the other. So we have Black Panther, of course, going to be very, very, very popular as a character, continuing forwards, especially because of the Black Panther film. Then we've got Captain America right there. Very excited for that movie later on this week. Then we've got Cap right here as Steve Rogers, or a pilot version, I should say. So that's very cool. Then we've got Secret Empire Cap, which is a very controversial version of Captain America, that's for sure. Then we have the Wild West, or Old West Captain America as well, who looks hilarious with the cowboy hat and everything. I think it's a pretty cool looking design, and that wraps up our Captain America versions. Then we've got, of course, the one and only Captain Avalon, who actually looks very cool. I really like the design on this character quite a bit. Then we've got Captain Marvel. She comes along in two different versions. So we have the unmasked, or no mask version, as they call it. And then in addition to that, of course, you got the regular Captain Marvel, or the masked version of Captain Marvel available to you as well. Then we've got Krystal right here, who's surprisingly a really, really useful character. She's super duper good, has a lot of really great abilities in the game. Then we've got Daredevil. This is, of course, the comic book version of him. So if you're looking at him and thinking like, hey, he doesn't look like that in the Netflix show, that's because this is not the Netflix version of him. Then we've got Doctor Strange, who looks terrific. Really like the cape details there, and even the beard and everything. They nailed that. Now, from the Guardians of the Galaxy, Drax, looking very cool. Lots and lots of print work on him. Another member from the same team, I should say. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy's own Gamora. Looks very menacing and mean for some reason. She does not look very happy there. Then we've got Pym Giant Man, which was actually a pre-order exclusive minifigure you could get. Oddly enough, he is a minifigure, not a big figure, so that's pretty funny. But he is included in the game. Then we've got Groot, comes along in his small version, or Baby Groot, of course. Then you've got Ravager Groot right here. So it's basically Groot, but in a Ravager outfit. And then, of course, in addition to all of that, you've got Adult or Giant Groot. So very cool indeed. And no Teenage Groot for now. Maybe that will be part of like the Infinity War DLC or something. All right, so next up, we've got Horace here. Looking quite cool. Very, very menacing looking character for sure. Then we've got Bruce Banner. BB, it's the one and only Bruce Banner. And of course, his alter ego would be the one and only Hulk, who looks very menacing. I really like the shade of green that they chose for him here. Then we've got Bruce Banner in Thor Ragnarok's version of Banner. So that's the movie Banner. And also, of course, the Thor Ragnarok version of Hulk, where you can see the skin tone of green that they use is completely different, which is cool because then it's like distinct. You've got movie version and you've got comic book version as well. Followed by Iron Fist, not the greatest Netflix show ever made. Now we move along, all right, to Tony Stark, where we have quite a few different iterations of his character to look at. So we've got the regular Iron Man costume right here, which I think is the most modern version of him in the comics. That's the suit that he has. Then we've got some film representation as well with the Mark 47 costume. And that is all for now, but there are other Iron Man armors, which we'll see in a little bit. So then we've got Kid Colt right here, looking very cowboy-esque, of course. Very cool. Then some more Inhuman characters. We've got Lockjaw, which was a very, very cool surprise. The fact that Lockjaw actually made it into the game. Then we've got Medusa right here as well. The craziest hair in the world. Look at that. And then we got Ms. Marvel. Kamala Khan, of course. So not Captain Marvel, because a lot of people confuse her with Captain Marvel. Those are two distinctly different characters. We got Rocket Raccoon right here as well. And we will take a look at some other versions of him in just a little while. Followed by She-Hulk, which was a very cool surprise that she actually was in the game and got a pretty prominent role. Then another very cool surprise was Spider-Gwen being included in the game. And of course, Spider-Gwen is the alter ego of one Gwen Stacy. So she's included in this game as well. And she actually has another variation of her in the game. So that's very cool, which we'll see in a little bit. We've got Peter Parker right here, followed by Spider-Man. This is the Spider-Man Homecoming suit. So that's the outfit that you're looking there at. And then you've also got the homemade suit from Spider-Man Homecoming. So very cool to see that. And then in addition to those two, we also have this symbiote suit, which is really cool. So I'm very, very happy that we have that included in here as well. Then we follow that up with Spider-Man 2099. Very, very, very awesome design, of course, of Spider-Man. Then, speaking of awesome designs, we also have Spider-Man Noir. Then we move along to Star-Lord. This is the gray top version. That's what they call him. So that's that variation. And he does take his helmet off as well. So if you're like wondering like, hey, is there only a helmeted version? There isn't. So you don't have to just have him with the helmet on all the time. So that was the red top, I guess, version as well. Then we've got Stingray right here. Looking quite cool. Followed by Thor. And this, I think this is the Ragnarok Thor, I'm pretty sure, like that outfit. Then we've got Jane Foster Thor. So if you didn't know that she became Thor, now you know, spoiler alert, but that has happened a while ago already. Some more Inhumans here from Triton. Then we've got Wasp, one of the original Avengers. And second to last character in that row is White Tiger. Followed by Wong, of course, from the Doctor Strange universe. Alright, so then we make our way to the row of characters down below that. So we've got Rick Jones, along with his alter ego, which is pretty cool and massive and intimidating, and that would be A-Bomb, looking super duper blue. Then we've got Adam Warlock, who supposedly is going to be appearing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie, so that's kind of interesting. Then we've got Agent Coulson, followed by Agent Venom, the cooler of those two agents, in my personal opinion. Very cool design and character in general. Then we follow that up with America Chavez and Ant-Man. The cool thing about Ant-Man is that we do get classic Ant-Man, so you've got the classic kind of costume right there, followed by, of course, the MCU version as well. So I really like that they've given us both versions in the game. I think that is definitely quite cool indeed. Then we've got Arachnido Jr., I think is how you pronounce that. So I think it's a variation of Spider-Man. Really cool design for sure. Then Arnim Zola is next. It looks terrific. I still think, though, in my opinion, Arnim Zola should be a big fig instead of minifig. But then again, a lot of people disagree with that, so it's perfectly fine. You got Arizona Girl there, followed by Atuma, whom you battle in the game on several occasions underwater. Aunt May is in the game as well. Aisha, of course, from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 film. This is that particular look and character model. Then we move on to the letter B with Baron Zemo, who I hope will make a more significant appearance at some point in the MCU. And maybe we would even see that ridiculous costume. Then we've got Beta Ray Bell right here, which is a really cool looking minifig that I wish we would get in real life. Followed by Black Cat, of course. Then we've got 2 variations of the Black Knight. So we have Dane Whitman right here. And then in addition to Dane Whitman, we also have Nathan Garrett. Does not wear all black. Then we got Black Widow. Speaking of, I guess, black, we've got the Black Widow herself here. And then Blade, who looks super duper stylish and cool. Maybe we'll get another Blade movie. That'd be kind of neat. Then we have Blue Marvel right here. These card flips are starting to drive me crazy. Why does it take so long to zoom in? Why did it really have to do that animation every time? They probably did, because it's probably like loading in. We had the Bowman there. Bruce Banner in his Old West attire. So, of course, if you don't know, the game is based on the idea of different worlds and different time periods and everything coming together. So that's why we get variations of characters like this, for example, where it's Bruce Banner in the Old West version. So it's definitely quite cool to see. Then we've got Bullseye right here. Also, again, Old West version, who looks super duper cool. Then we have Captain America, Peggy Carter, actually, which was a very pleasant surprise and I think is a super cool idea. Then we've got Captain America 2099, which is a character that I definitely need to find out more about, because the premise sounds very interesting about like forgetting who she is and everything like that. Then we've got Captain Britain there. Captain Corbett, or Corbett, probably. Followed by Cap Wolf. Cap Wolf. Cap Wolf. Then we've got Carnage right here, who is very, 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 very menacing, of course. And Venom. Or, sorry, no, this is Carnum. I thought this was Venom for some reason. He would be down in V, of course. But this is a combination between Venom and Carnage. It's a really, really cool character design that I hope will get an actual personality at some point, whether it be in the comics or another game or something like that. That was Chipmunk Hunk there, followed by Clea. And then, of course, we have Colin Wing. Got a pretty cool looking saber. And Cosmo, the astronaut dog, who is just fantastic. Really cool design there. Followed by Crimson Dynamo. And to wrap up the second row, we have Dark Hawk. So, with that out of the way, let's go on ahead and start running down a little bit quicker here without zooming in on every card, because that is going to be insane. So we've got Dark Star, followed by Dr. Octopus, Dormammu. Then we have Electro. It's really cool that Electro actually gets the 2099 version and Classic Electro. So no Electro film versions appearing here. Then we've got Electro Noir, Enchantress, Falcon, Fang Fang Foom, who can grow ginormous, which is really, really cool. We got Forbush Man. We got General Ross and his alter ego, which is Red Hulk. Then we got Ghost Rider, Gorgon, Goblin 2099, Green Goblin, then Green Skin Smash Troll. Yeah, say that quickly 5 times. Remember when I said that Gwen Stacy has another appearance in here? Yes, she does, as Gwenpool, which is really cool. Then we've got Hammer, Hammerhead, Hawkeye, Heimdall, Hela, Hellcow, yes, that's a real character. Hit Monkey, yes, that's also a real character. Hobgoblin, Iron Duck, followed by Howard the Duck. So you've got both variations of him there. We've got Hulkling, Inferno. There's another appearance from Tony Stark as an Old West version. And we've got the Old West version of Iron Man as well. Then we have J. Jonah Jameson, Kang the Conqueror, Kang's Minion, Karnak, Killmonger, and this is, by the way, the comic book version, so this is not the version that we see in the film. So, kind of interesting choice there. King Arthur Pendragon, because we're probably going to get this as a DLC, by the way, him. Then Kingpin, followed by Claw, Koi Boy, Korvac, Kraven the Hunter, Cronin Warrior, the Living Mummy, Living Totem, Lizard, Loki. We both get the Avengers and the Thor Ragnarok suits, so very cool there. No classic, though, version of Loki, which is a little unfortunate. I really would like to see that. That would have been cool. Then we've got Luke Cage, Noir version, and a regular version, followed by Madam Hydra, Maestro Hulk, Mantis, Man-Ape, Man-Thing, Maximus, Merlin the Magician. Then we've got Militant, Misty Knight, Modam, and Modoc, followed by Moon Knight, Morbius the Vampire, Mordo, who will hopefully be having an interesting role in if they make like a Doctor Strange 2 or something like that. It'll be really interesting to see what kind of a role this character will play in the MCU or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Followed by Morgan Le Fay, Mummy Bodyguard, Mysterio, one of my personal favorite villains. Then we've got Nebula, Nick Fury, Nova Prime, Odin, Phantom Rider, Quake, Ragnarok itself, Ravonna, followed by Rawhide Kid, Red Guardian, Red King, Red She-Hulk, Red Skull in his iron armor. So you've got Iron Red Skull, I think is the name, or maybe it was like, yeah, I think that's the nickname that they gave this character, Iron Red Skull, I think, or something along those lines. It was quite close to that. Then we have Red Wolf. It's kind of interesting, I just realized that this is the only version we have of Red Skull. There is no other variations, like no MCU version or anything like that. Red Wolf, Rhino, Ronan the Accuser, Sandman, Scarlet Spider, so another variation of Spider-Man, of course. Then we've got Scorpion, Shocker, both classic and the Spider-Man Homecoming version. Then we've got Shuri, Sif, Silk, Sakaar, Songbird, Spider-Ham, so some more Spider-Verse characters here coming up. Then we've got Spider-Man Miles Morales, or Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-UK as well, Spider-Woman. Then we've got Squirrel Girl, Stand-Man Lee, Steel Serpent, Super Adaptoid, which was, I think, the last character that actually unlocked, so that was quite cool. Superior Spider-Man, Surtur, Tactical Force, Taserface, aka the most menacing name in the galaxy, Taskmaster, Terminatrix, the Ancient One, the Collector, the Grandmaster, both comic book and Thor Ragnarok version of the characters. Then we have the Presence, and Throg, Tinkerer, Torg, Two Gun Kid, Ursa Major, Valkyrie, Venom. With Venom, it's actually really cool that we get Venom, Venom 2099, and then Big Fig Ultimate Venom. So that's really awesome. Then we've got Vision here, who is the, I think that's the, is that Civil War version, I think, of his costume? Or maybe that's the Avengers Age of Ultron, possibly. Then we've got Vermond, Vulture, both comic book or classic version and Homecoming version. Then we've got War Machine, Wiccan, Winter Soldier, Wonder Man, Yellow Jacket, and last but certainly not least is Yondu. So imagine if we flipped the cards on all of those, we would be here for hours! But maybe I'll make a video about that at some point in the future where we look at the attributes and everything like that. But that will probably be like an hour-long video, possibly. Nevertheless, here then, after this, you're going to have all characters that are DLC or additional characters on top of the core roster. So you have a bunch of customs. And then the DLC characters that have come out at the time of this recording is Aletta Ogard, Charlie 27, Major Victory, Martinez, I think, or Martinez, Nikki, Starhawk, Yondu in his classic attire, so very, very different looking Yondu version. Then Hulk 2099, which is a fantastic looking character. Captain Assyria, or Asaria maybe. Then we have Daredevil Noir, Ironman 2020. You got Lady Spider, Nosferatu, Warmaker, Gorilla Man, Jimmy Woo, M11, or Uranian, Venus. This is Rocket Raccoon in his Ravager outfit. As I mentioned before, we would have another variation of him, and there it is. Then we've got Ego the Living Planet, but this is, of course, not the planet version of him. This is the version of him that is appearing in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Although, the interesting thing about him is that you can actually go on ahead and turn him into a planet form. So that's kind of funny that I don't know why a lot of people don't even know that still, so there you go. Either way, we also have Kraglin, Stakar Ogard, Star-Lord Ravager outfit, Tolk, which I think is the director, James Gunn's brother, I'm pretty sure plays that character. Then you've got Totally Awesome Hulk and his alter ego, Amadeus Cho, Sparky, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop version, Iron Heart, Nova, Viv, Wasp, Nadia Pym. Then you got Moon Girl, and last but certainly not least is Devil Dinosaur. So with that in mind, ladies and gents, there you guys have it. That concludes the entire roster of LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. Let me know which is your personal favorite character, and then on top of that, your top 3 characters. So write number 1, 2, 3, and then next to each one, title your personal favorites. And hey, if your favorite characters is all different variations of Spider-Man, then it is what it is. But just write like Miles Morales, and then maybe it's a Homecoming homemade suit, and then Superior Spider-Man, whatever it might be. Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will of course hopefully catch you guys here next time. Peace out, see you later, alligators. Bye bye everyone.